first scenes was, I guess his name's Borman, the Indian guy.
Yes. One of the less irritating people, yes.
He was echoing your sentiments about the princess right at the beginning.
You know, your generation has like zero attention span.
How he was saying how she was just like a young little dumbass who couldn't keep her mouth shut and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He said.
Well, he'll be proved wrong shortly as she, saves the day. But
I just thought it was funny that he's also annoyed by her, too.
I do have a positive. I have a positive that has started to creep up on me. What's her name? The freckle girl. Freckle Jesus, I think you were calling her. Freckle Jesus, yes. She's not bad. She has become less irritating than everyone else around me, to the point where I could see her being actually included in an actual quest of some kind. She keeps her mouth shut and she gets her job done, and she's pretty good at her job. She's not injecting drama into every conversation she goes into.
I've pegged her in my head as the least irritating person in the whole cast. Plus, when everybody's getting their little like moments and getting their, their drama, her drama is actually pretty good. How she has like the older, ugly as fuck looking knight person who, who is her mentor, father figure. That's compelling. I like that. I like her storyline. She's actually not pissing me off so much.
She's almost like a real character, and she's almost like a real actress. What is she doing there? Get out of that show. She's never impressed me at anything she's done before. And maybe it's because the bar is so low, but a modicum of basic competence is all I ask of anybody, and she's the only one really showing it.
We might have to rethink our statements on affirmative action and her sneaking under the white bigots radar when it comes to her. Maybe she's actually a good actress.
We're only episode 3. She's got a lot of room to be, once again, irritating and annoying. But so far, yeah, you go, girl. I hope you win. I don't know what winning means, but I hope you win.
Win all the Willows. Flash
Thompson. Flash Thompson, yeah. He's another sort of semi-positive to me. He's kind of grown on me a little as well.
When I see him on camera, I'm like, oh, not this guy again.
Yeah.
But then he's actually kind of a good actor and kind of like charming in whatever role he's playing. I kind of want to hate him, but I don't. Plus, this episode, he had some little inklings of having some arcane knowledge that made Willow raise his brow and be like, you've studied this stuff before? So he's got like some shit going on that's got to be revealed, I think. And it's not like he plays the same role either, because when he was Flash Thompson, he was like a egomaniacal loudmouth. Whereas this, he's kind of the exact opposite of that. He's kind of like the nerdy, scaredy cat.
He's not self-confident. He's not assured. And you can read that in his body language a little bit. Whereas everybody else is basically, it's just chicks walking around in the mall. They don't care.
My prediction for Flash, one of two routes. One, he is going to become the other one of Willow's apprentice, or he got the same jabby thing that the ugly dude got, the evil jabby thing. Maybe he'll become the new villain.
I would doubt that. I think they're setting him up as a love interest for the one straight character on the show.
Who's the straight character?
Alora.
Oh, okay.
You got to go hunting for the straight characters of the show.
I know Willow's into the poontang because he's married with kids. So, speaking of Alora with the modern stuff, and you were saying like they sound like girls walking in a mall. This show, and I guess maybe it's just Disney's influence, but they try so hard to be quippy that it's like what Marvel's turned into, where just everything's just quippy, quip this, quippy, quip that. They just lay that shit on so goddamn thick. There's no emotional weight or gravity to anything. At the end of the episode, when they had a couple of deaths and it was all dark, it didn't get more than like 2 minutes after the scene before they were back to quipping again. There was just no time for any of that dark emotional sadness and depression. They're just back to quippy quipping.
Even James Gunn can't do James Gunn right all the time. It's an art form, and a lot of the time he steps on his own dick, and he's the master of it. There's been many a James Gunn thing I've watched, most notably Peacemaker, where it's like, okay, stop with the quipping for a minute. I don't want to dump on Peacemaker. I freaking loved it because as a whole, it worked. Everything came together, but sometimes the quipping got a little heavy. Like, okay, enough. Thanks, guys. Everybody tries that, but they don't get to the same place that James Gunn gets to. Just stop. You're bad at it. You can't do it. He's the one who can.
They sacrifice verisimilitude in that they are living in kind of a, medieval-ish magic-infused world where they aren't like teenagers with TikTok and shit. And yet they sound like mall teenagers with TikTok and shit. They sacrifice a lot of, the atmosphere of the world. It just doesn't fit what they're saying or how they're acting. It's just, are they in the library at Sunnydale High with Buffy and Seth Green and shit?
Something I noticed about this episode, after last episode where nothing happened and the whole episode dragged, this episode went in like 14 different directions. They were just all over the place. What was even happening? Where was any kind of focal point? Everybody's arguing with each other over where they should go and what they should do, and I'm just yelling at them, who the fuck is in charge? Is anybody in charge of this quest? Is anybody leading? No, nobody's leading. Everybody's going to do their own goddamn thing, and nobody can handle anybody telling them what to do. So everybody's got to go off and do their own direction, go into their own thing, and just happen to show up at plot critical moments when they need to, because that all works out.
Yeah, having to come bursting out of a wall into the middle of combat right when they're needed. Wait,
oh yeah,
what the fuck is that? What is that?
Because going off and doing your own thing, despite however important whatever you're doing is, that's not going to result in any sort of negative consequence whatsoever.
How many times this episode, it happened at least twice where it was just like blatantly obvious where the bad guys, like you blink and they're standing there.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. They just show up.
They're just there. Did they sneak up on you? No, they're just suddenly there. It made no sense.
In their full plate mail armor? Yeah.
Do they have magical powers? They haven't set that up in any way, shape, or form, nor do they attempt to show that they have any kind of like mystical, sudden blinking into existence powers or anything. We also learned that Sorsha apparently raised her daughter with the philosophy of participation trophies, secret participation trophies.
I could take care of myself, okay?
No, you can't. You can't, Kit.
Every time we spar, I beat you.
Sorsha didn't actually train her up to be a good fighter, just boosted her confidence and made her think she was a good fighter.
You're saying you let me win?
Basically, she's like, yeah, I let you win all those fights. So you're not really a good fucking fighter, are you?
You're not the greatest thing ever, which is a huge blow to a person's ego, especially any of these kids, because they spend their whole life surrounded by everybody telling them how great they are.
She had an inflated sense of her own abilities and worth, not just with swords, but apparently with lots of other things as well.
Why would you do that?
Because, Kit, your mother...
She ordered you to be my friend?
I never thought that you would be fighting for your life.
What'd you think about the 2 log cabin woods elder lesbos?
Oh, fuck them. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. What were they going for with that scene? What was the point of any of that?
The best thing is when they died, both of them, because even after the most annoying one died, then the other one was still alive. Because my biggest fear was that they were going to become part of the regular cast.
Anne and I would like to enlist. We will fight at your side.
Oh, thank God they killed them off, yes. Wow, they were annoying as fuck.
It was weird. It was so weird.
They didn't have enough irritating people on this show. They had to bring a couple of more irritating people in.
Yeah, that whole scene was just, that was like gay Tom Bombadil or something. Actually, Tom Bombadil is pretty fucking gay. I mean, he had a wife, but if you look at the description of his clothing, you're just like, this dude's a fruit.
They were like characters in a Saturday Night Live sketch where there was no actual joke, which is actually a lot of Saturday Night Live sketches. I kept waiting for massive head wound Harry to come in or something, but that never actually happened.
Let's have the redneck version of the birdcage. They might not have been lesbos. I don't know. They had like a creepy, rapey vibe.
See, they just don't teach young people situational awareness anymore. Do you not agree, Anne?
As soon as Alora just first like stumbled out of the woods and they're like, yeah, check her out.
You do have a pleasing aspect and fine complexion.
No.
I just don't get it. I just don't get what was going on.
How did most of their chasing after the captors of Alora Dannon, we could take our 3 fastest horses and go after them. No, let's keep the Nelwyn wagon going. Let's chase them in the goofy fucking Nelwyn wagon. That was their plan.
And when the wagon is stuck in the mud, you're trying to all pull it out of the mud. There's a horse right there. There's 4 other horses standing around.
They had the 2 Nelwyns in the front of the wagon trying to lend their muscle, and there's horses just looking at him, chewing on friggin' grass.
You have horses! This is what horses do! You have ropes and horses! Get the fucking wagon out of the mud! Why are we having this scene?